dude, if rates come down, it's game over, dude.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what my whole business model's been based on the rates coming down.
Right.
I said, whoever's holding the inventory when those rates drop is going to kill it.
Oh, definitely. You want everyone to be like you, but they're not going to be you.
And I never looked at the negative side of social media.
Right.
And the negative side is you have a lot of haters. You have a lot of people that want to talk shit. And
all right, welcome to the Relentless Podcast. I got my main man, Tim T, on today.
yeah, that's it.
Happy for you to be here.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate you, man.
Okay.
Thank you.
So let's get right into it. Business. You're crushing it. Keep crushing it. Staying consistent. The most important ingredient. And the shirt that I was wearing earlier, which is never give up. Yeah. So, the journey isn't something simple. Everyone would be doing it if it was. Yeah. And you definitely work probably the hardest person I know that works around here. I don't know anyone that works harder than you. So you get up every I already know your routine. You get up every day and just get after it every day. Yep. Push everyone to their limit that you have to do and just keep it moving. So tell me a little bit about what's going on.
So, it's crazy. When I started this, I was doing a few houses, right? I think when I met you, I don't even know how long ago, maybe 4 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
I was only doing maybe 10 houses a year, maybe 20 tops. I partnered with you. Yep. I learned a ton, right? We partnered for a year straight. I think we did 13 houses together. I learned ways that you did things, right?
Sure.
And, partnerships, they come and go,
right.
But you maintain good relationships. You don't burn bridges. So, my next partnership was with Joe Lang. He was fronting the money, right?
Right.
I wound up doing 50 houses with Joe Lang, which was, I didn't think I could get past 20. But because I had the funds, I was able to do 50 houses.
Right.
I thought I couldn't pass 50. And then I got on social media, and that was when I took off. So
nice.
I started going to the networking events.
Right.
So between social media, the networking events, I met Francesco, I met Santini, I met Longo. So, last year I did 116 units, and I did it through partnerships.
Sure.
I think I only did about 30 houses on my own. The rest were all partnership deals.
That's great.
So where they bring me the house, and I fund the money and do the work. Now, Francesco funds the money on his deals, but all my other partners I fund. So I only have 5 partners. I have Brad T., Francis Longo, Santini, and Francis Puella.
Got it.
They're my
all good
partners.
guys.
Good guys. Yeah. And so we're like-minded, right?
Mm-hmm.
This year I'm already at 100 and maybe in the low 120s for the year.
Got it.
But I'm struggling. I had one of my project managers kind of take advantage of my kindness, and he really set me back. And we were closing out houses with no permits. He was doing fake COs, which I never in my right mind would have thought someone would do a fake CO. But
right. Oh, yeah.
So I closed a few houses with fake COs. So now I'm making them right. So I'm going back. I'm backtracking. So that messed me up. Mm-hmm. So because right now I'd be closing probably 15 a month consistently. Now I'm doing 10. But my summer is going to be big. So right now I just got through all that drama. I'm now on the other side. I got all those houses passing permits now. So I'm trying to, dude. I want to do 200 houses a year just to say I did it, dude.
Right.
But I can't maintain that.
No,
I want to maintain 120 to 150 in that range.
Oh yeah.
So
that's good. That's good. Yeah. So summertime for me looks like I like to go down the shore. So I'm trying to actually slow up, but in the process of trying to slow up, it always does the opposite. Yeah. So when you want to go fast, it's slow, and when you go slow, it turns into being fast. I think it's great what you're doing. I love what you're doing and love the social media content you put out. And I love that you're open and honest about, things that are going wrong because, everything that you see on social media, isn't always what it's supposed to be. And it's not what's cracked up to be. We all like to show our wins. No one really shows our losses. Like I have losses all the time. Like the one time I think I talked about the other time, someone shot the BBs in the window. So I'm like, oh, great. Now I got to go check this house out. I hadn't been there. So the guys finish it up, go out there, look at the windows. I'm like, oh, shit. And then as I'm looking at it, I never would have noticed the lot next door. I'm like, man, I wonder who owns that. And here, I owned it. Got the survey.
Nice.
And go, can I subdivide? Subdivide, cool. Build a new construction.
Nice.
So even though, you know, crappy situation, I'm like,
Right.
damn, this sucks.
Right.
You know, it turns into a good one. Or, hey, wake up and guy's truck is totally totaled. You know what I mean? It happened the other day. I'm like, what happened? Well, woke up and I guess somebody got drunk and crashed into their truck. But things happen every single day. Everyone sees, you know, the wins, but they have no idea what's behind the work that you have to put into doing what you do or doing what I do.
And it's the amount of stress, man. You know, no one sees what goes on behind doors, man. And you know, listen, you're running a big operation. Just keeping the money, you know, you got to find the business, right?
Sure.
You have to get the business done. You got to keep your client satisfied.
Sure.
Then you got to collect. You know,
Oh, yeah.
and you have to. It's a juggling act. There's no book to saying here. This is how it should be done, right?
No.
Because there's so many moving parts, and then you have to take employees into consideration,
Right.
taxes, insurance. You know, it's intense, man. And
really is.
you know, dude, I've seen you scale your business. I mean, listen, when I met you the first time, you rolled up in a minivan, and
Oh, yeah.
you had 2 types of floors.
Yeah,
You
that
were
was years
selling
ago.
2 colors,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
And that's when I met you, and then you and your buddy rehabbed Craig's basement,
Right.
which that was really insane. That basement was one of the nicest basements I've ever seen. And then, you know, then we partnered, right?
Right.
And even back then, you were making money, but you weren't doing, dude.
No.
What you did now is, and dude, I don't know how you do it. Sam, listen, I tried to get into your space.
Yeah.
No way, dude. There's no way. I could do it on a small scale here and there, but I don't know how you deal with clients, man, every day, dude.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's similar things. It's being able to take what you have, take the stresses that you have, get them done. Because, again, they ain't going nowhere. So it's either you get it done now or you sleep on it and go, oh, my God, what am I going to do? Things are so wrong. They're so, Just get in there, get it done, move on to the next thing. Because if you don't move on to the next thing, that thing that's holding you back, it's going to keep holding you back.
Yeah, keep eating at you and eating at you.
Absolutely.
And you have a good personality because you're able to roll. Like, nothing really bothers you that bad,
No.
you know?
Yeah.
I've only seen you, listen, you got upset with me, you called me up. I've never seen you that way.
Yeah.
So in all the years, I've only seen you really upset maybe a few times.
Oh,
so,
yeah. It's very hard to get me off right.
yeah.
Not at all.
So,
Yeah.
but that's a positive, man.
Sure.
You know,
Oh,
because
yeah.
I get riled up every day.
Right.
You know, like,
Oh, yeah.
dude, this morning I'm yelling at one, you know him, Joey Herman.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
screaming at him today. And you know what? A lot of it was stress building up
Sure.
from other things, and I
Yep.
took it out on him, and I apologize for it. But, dude, I'll let it eat me up, and then I explode.
Sure.
And it's almost at least 3 or 4 days a week, and
Yeah.
that's not healthy, man.
No,
you know?
no.
So,
Yeah, and listen, the guys you have, you know, you've been with Joey for a long time,
Yeah.
so I already know that relationship. You guys got that relationship where it's a love-hate.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
1 week you love him, you're buying him a truck, you know, he's got a house,
exactly.
and he's doing great, and then next week he doesn't show up for a couple of days because he just doesn't feel like it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The drive isn't there. And you want everyone to be like you, but they're not going to be you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or they would have what you have. You know what I mean? They put the time in, they get what they want, or they don't put the time in and they go, he's really lucky.
Yeah.
This dude, Tim, he's really lucky. You have no clue what Tim does.
nah, there's no luck,
I
man.
tell everyone, I'm like, listen, you have no idea what Tim does. I'm doing a million projects. Tim's doing a million projects too. He's getting them done.
So the key for me right now, which the shore area,
Yep.
you know, that is big. The
Yeah.
margins down there, if you buy them right and you really do put a good product out, the margins are good.
Yep.
The only thing down the shore, you got to time it right because it's seasonal. So right now is you got to be able to list in right before summer.
That's right.
You know, dude, I have a condo that's been in Ocean City. It's been sitting for a year. Haven't been able to sell it for 1 year. Because we had a realtor mislead us. I'm gonna tell you, Jeff Quinton. He told us we can get 1.4 for it. We
Right.
paid 900. We put about 120 into it.
Sure.
We're now 140,000 in carrying cost, and we just had to pull the listing from them. And it's beach block, but it's still only a 3-bed, 2-bath. It's a downstairs unit. It's small. It's one of the older condos that we rehabbed.
Yep.
What are you doing? You got a couple in Ocean City or
Yeah.
one?
Oh, yeah. So Ocean City, we're building one. We're going to be selling the one.
Okay.
The number's 1.9 million.
Wow.
I got that
What
from
street what's
that one's on Central. That one's 3109 and 3111 Central.
good blocks. Okay.
Yeah, and it's basically there's that little side, I call it that little street in between,
Yep.
and it's got ocean view from the
Nice.
top.
Nice.
The top, you'll be right next to Paul DiMartini. That's the homeowner. Actually, remember the home you saw me in Haddon Heights that one day? You stopped there and saw me?
Yeah.
That's the owner.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the owner. Super nice guy.
Okay.
So,
So you're
built
building
his
it for
wife.
him?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Nice, man.
Yep. And I
Is
told
Rich
him.
helping you do that, or are you
Yeah.
doing?
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Rich is doing all the rough stuff and
got
with
you.
the subs, and then I'll
Nice,
come in and
man.
do all the finishes.
Good, man.
He doesn't like talking to the customers at all.
Right.
So
right.
anything that's customers, he just refers over to me, and anything that new construction, I'm just going to refer and do with him
Nice,
because
man.
This way we kind of build it
That's
up
a good
together.
fit, man.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah.
He's been asking me to partner with him.
Yeah.
He's like, dude, I can get him done. He goes, you're so fast. So he actually, so someone called me with a subdivision, an agent, and dude, I'm doing one-off new construction. You know, I'm not ready for a subdivision, nor do I think I even have the patience to do it.
Right.
I like to be in and out. New construction, man, I have some that I'm holding now 14 months, you know, and again, I borrow the money. So, you know, it's not that I have cash I could just throw out there and sit on it for 14 months. You know, my money turns and burns. So
I didn't think of that. Yeah.
yeah. So now I buy this new construction. It's sitting. So Rich says, listen. So an agent calls me, and it was this big plot of land. So I said, I got no use for it. I said, but my buddy might. I said, call Rich. She calls Rich. Rich buys it. He gets the approvals. It's in Franklin, or no, it's in Williamstown.
Yep.
He's building 20-something houses on this lot. He just got the approvals. So Rich said, you're selling a house right up the road. He goes, if you get over $450 for it, I'm going to give you one of my lots for free. I said, all right. I said, let me see what I can do. Well, I sold one for $465, and I got $480 for the next one.
Nice.
So he thought his houses were going to sell for $400.
Right.
So I just put an extra $1 million
Yes,
in
you
his
did.
pocket.
Yes, you did.
So I said, well, Rich, why don't we do this? I said, you've been wanting to race forever. I said, if you're going to give me a lot, let's wait till we have two side by side, and let's race.
I love that.
Yeah, and he
That's
said,
great.
for pink slips, I said, nah. I said, let's
Yeah,
just do it for social media, you know?
Yeah. Love that.
So, you know, he'll probably beat me off the gate, and then I'll catch up during the finishing.
Oh,
so
yeah.
it'll be tight, though, you know? So we're supposed to
that'll
be
be
racing.
fun.
Yeah,
That'll
it
be
will
fun.
be. Yeah,
Yeah. That'd be great.
Think about all the shit talking.
Yeah,
It's going to get
have
good.
fun
Yeah,
with it.
yeah,
Absolutely.
exactly.
So I guess going back to Ocean City, you know, and even around here, having the right realtor relationships is key, especially when you trust them. Like, I remember I used to buy houses. I never even showed up. Like John Schwartz, you go, hey, we're getting this house in Winona, get one in Blackwood, Sickville. Every week I'd buy a house.
Yeah.
You know, that was back when
You had the plug back then.
yeah,
man.
definitely. It was
You had
definitely.
Swartz, and he was the king, man.
Oh yeah,
He was the king,
We did like
man.
72. That was like my best year with him,
Yeah.
money wise. All mine, I think the minimum I made was 40, and the most I made was 150.
I
but
could
they're all
never
that.
get him on the phone. He would never answer for me. But dude, you were scooping him up like crazy.
Oh, yeah.
And then Omar
Yeah,
Omar took
Omar
that
right
over,
in that.
you
Yep.
know.
Uh-huh. Oh yeah, that was a good run until obviously COVID.
Yeah.
So you know, I want people to know that like it's not that easy. Like you make it look easy because you do it every day, but you have the relationships, but you worked for that.
Right.
It wasn't given to you.
No.
People think, oh, how's he do? I could do it. And you can, but you can't, and you got to be smart. So, and you can't listen to everybody. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You go out there and the guy's telling you it's worth $1 million. I can make the mistake. You can make the mistake. I've taken projects where, hey, I thought the money was there, and it just wasn't there.
Yep.
And I was able to get out of it. I mean, luckily, you know, even that one, I hired a contractor who I thought was a good guy. I still think he's a nice guy. He was a police officer. I bought the house. It was a great deal. I gave him the contract. He told me he'd be done in 8 weeks. 8 months later, I go in there, and it's still not done. But I was one of those guys. I had so many jobs going. I'm like, hey, look what we're doing. The framing's all wrong. You put the plumbing on top of rotted wood. Now what am I going to do? I'll go in there and fix it. Cool. Give him the opportunity to fix it. Did the same thing. Doesn't know how to frame an older house to accept newer windows.
All right.
So I had to go in there and say, hey, we're done. You know, you made 60 or 70 grand off me. Nothing's done. We'll talk about that later, but I got to get this thing done. That's my Margate house. So
I got you. Oh yeah, Margate.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
Okay. And you know, now he's working for Santini,
I got you.
doing his thing, and hope he's doing well.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I said, super nice guy, and
Right,
again,
yeah.
he told me 8 weeks, and I knew I couldn't get it till August, but again, 8 months later, you do what you do.
That was a tricky house, man. Cinder block houses too, man.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah, that's why having the right people on your team too.
Right.
Brought my guy in. He's crazy, but guess what? He knows everything on the inside and out.
So that's the thing, man. Is I don't know. Like, listen, I've learned, right?
Right.
But I don't know everything.
Sure.
You know, I trust in my team that they know,
That's
right?
right.
And I have people in place that I pay a lot of money to.
Oh, yeah.
And they know what's code and how to frame in a window. Like right now, we just bought a house. It's a 100-year-old home. It's balloon framing. Well, right now the windows are 28s. Well, you need to have an egress window at 36.
That's right.
But on balloon framing, the 2x4s go from the top of the house all
way
the
down.
way to the basement.
Oh, yeah.
So you have to block it. Like, I don't know. I thought it was going to take it 3 days to do 18 windows. They're going to be there for a week. 6 days, double the amount of time.
Sure.
So that was a mistake on my end for frame, but it's getting done right. We're going to pass inspection, and but so I'm still learning.
Sure.
I mean, dude, I've been doing this a long time, and every day I learn something new.
Oh yeah. Definitely, especially when you're doing the flipping.
Yeah.
You do construction, once you get it, you got it. You know what I mean?
But do you think that townships are cracking down right now? Do you feel the pressure from the townships or no? More scrutiny or not really?
Not really. The only thing is the codes are starting to be crazy with the insulation. So before, in the ceiling, you'd be able to get away with, basic installation. Now when you're doing into your flips, now I got to do 2x12 for the, the roof line where before I get away with, 2x8, 2x6, something like that.
I had a house 2x4. They made me spray foam it. Cost me additional $7,500.
Goddamn right.
Spray foam the ceiling.
Yeah, they don't mess around with that. Yep, the R value. Yep. Yeah. You couldn't fit in because it's not thick enough.
But I didn't know that.
Right.
I'm going in there, 120 on the budget, where I got $6,000 for insulation, and Cozy comes in, he's like, dude, do you
he knows
Cozy?
the codes. Yeah, he's the man.
Yeah.
He knows his stuff
He
inside
failed
out.
today on a fire block, and I'm pissed. But listen, the inspector's busting balls, and,
Oh yeah.
So what happened is in a lot of these townships, when I started flipping, I was flipping Acco, Hamilton, Berlin. I was down in my little neck of the woods, right? That's where I grew up. Yep. I knew that area. Now I'm everywhere, right? But what happened was me and Brad did a house in Marlton 3 years ago, and we tried to get away with no permits, and we got caught.
Sure.
Okay? So the building inspector, Brad's, everyone knows Brad. If you deal with him one time, you'll remember him 5 years down the line.
Yep.
So because Brad's so memorable, they remembered me.
Sure.
So as this new project manager screwed me over, we had 3 houses in Marlton that we had full packets on, sitting on his desk. We thought the packets were in. We had red stickers on every door. He removed the red stickers and had my guys continue in the finish.
Oh, no.
So they're pissed. Like, I almost got in a fight with the guy. He was so mad at me. He thought I was just blatantly, just ignoring him.
Right, disrespecting him.
Disrespecting him. And when I explained to him what happened, he goes, I remember you 3 years ago with Brad T. You didn't have permits back then. So he remembered. And I'm like, shit, man. I'm like, that was the first year I started flipping. I'm like, so right now, but now they're scrutinizing everything, dude.
Yeah.
You know what they're getting me on now? Dude, let's say you rehab a house. You only got the kitchen and the bathroom.
Right.
Okay? You're not moving any plumbing. You're just going like for like, right? They're getting me for stud shoes now. They're saying
never heard that. What's
every
that?
township stud shoe.
Really?
You got to put this shoe. They're saying because you drilled the plumber drilled through the 2x4 that you lose the support of it. So now you have to put a steel plate on it to secure the 2x4. So I use Burgo for my plumbing. He's been failing now in every township for stud shoes. Never put one on in my entire life.
Huh.
Lowe's don't sell them. Home Depot don't sell them. We're ordering them from Amazon. They're expensive as shit, but that's what we're failing for now, stud shoes.
Wow.
Yeah, I never. If the pipe takes up more than a certain percentage of the 2x4, dude, it's...
Never heard of it before. That's unbelievable.
Yeah. So Burgo's getting pissed because he never failed for this either.
Sure.
He's like, they're busting your balls. And I'm like, look, we got to get through this. Whatever it is, we got to do it.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But now I'm in every township. So now I'm learning. Like, I have 2 guys. Their entire job is to do COs, permits, and and then manage home inspection repairs.
Got it.
So one guy sits we call him Permit Joe.
Sure.
He sits at the houses all day. He meets with all the inspectors. He knows their kids' names, what kind of car they like, if they like classic cars, if they're going out to dinner on Saturday night. That's his job, is to build rapport.
That's good.
And then I have Nick. Nick does all the COs.
Right.
Dude, I bought 52 houses, not last year, the year before. I bought 52 houses. I didn't order a CO on not one house. Now, the townships won't let me submit the COs. I mean, the permits
To get the CO.
to CO. I got fined $90,000 this year in Burlington City. You ever work in Burlington City?
I did.
We didn't get a permit. I mean, we didn't get a CO.
I never heard of a fine for not getting a
Because
CO.
we didn't get a CO, they fined us $2,000 a day. We settled
When
it
you bought it, when you bought the house,
from
you
the
get CO.
time we bought it to the time we got our permits figured out. 8 months it took us to figure out our permits.
Interesting.
And they fined me $90,000. We went to the mayor. We got him down to $15 grand.
Right.
But so we're gonna probably lose money on this house. But
Sure.
we paid $80 grand for the house. But whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think the only thing for CO, they made me buy it twice at the end.
Okay.
And that was Belmar. They're like,
got
hey, you never got CO when you bought it. I said, well, I don't need it. I wasn't living there.
Right.
Certificate of occupancy.
Right. Exactly.
And they're like, ooh, can we get back to you? I said, yeah. So when they called me the next day, like, you're right, but you're not right. We still want our money. I said, okay, what do I got to do? Just buy it twice.
I wish the township would say, give me $5 grand. Dude, I'd write a township a check. $5 grand, just leave me alone.
Right.
I'm going to do the work right anyway. I'm
Oh,
not trying to cut corners. I'm not trying to save money.
No.
I just need speed.
Yeah. So I think one of the things you may want to consider doing is getting a demo permit.
I'm doing that now.
Right off the gate.
Yep.
Right off the gate, get the demo. I'll tell you why. You're very good with design. You come up with good, cool colors, and you don't really know what you're doing until you open everything up.
Yep, exactly.
Right? And then once you open everything up, you're like, oh, God, I can have all the plans. I can submit it all in, wait all that time, and then get it all open and go, oh, no, I don't like that. I want to do this.
So how about this? Margate.
Yep.
I'm buying 2 houses in Margate. I have a partner down there. He lives down there. He's Margate and Ventnor love me, okay? And it's great when a township loves you, dude, because it's just you got that mutual respect, right?
Sure.
I said get the building permit in. You can't hand the building permit in unless you have a full packet. You need a survey. You need architect drawings. I said, well, we don't know which the walls are. We don't know which one's bearing. We don't know where we're going to need beams at. How can we do drawings if we don't know? He said they don't care. So I can't get a building permit in until I have architect drawings. How can I get architect drawings when I don't know the framing of the house?
That's right.
So it's dude, it's
Yeah, that's why I feel like the newest thing for me is going to be just right out the gate, because I used to wait for the plans, get the plans, submit them in, and then start. But I did it the last time I started doing a little demo. They're like, oh, you got to get the permit. I'm like, can I just give you the demo permits? To me, that's my new way of, if I want to be creative in a house, the only way to do it and do it how they're going to be okay with it, get the demo permit, demo everything out, see what you want, do your plans.
I got it.
Maybe frame it a little bit just to lay it out so you can see it visually a little bit.
I got it.
You know what I mean? Then turn it in and call it a day.
All right. Yeah, we're talking. People aren't going to understand what we're talking
No.
about.
Yeah.
So listen, man. I really admire you, man. I really do, dude. You stay positive. Dude. Not only do you kill it in business, but you're a great guy.
Thank you.
You give back to the community, dude. You're a good husband.
Yeah.
You and Jen are really tight. I admire that, dude.
Yeah. I appreciate hearing that.
You hang out all the time, dude. Anytime I talk to you, she's right next to you.
Oh,
dude.
yeah.
You's a ride or die, man. And you's live it up, dude.
Yeah.
You're at the Super Bowl. You's go away all the time, dude. Like, you're only on this earth one time, man. What do we do all this for?
Definitely. Definitely.
So,
oh, yeah. And I feel like, we used to go away like every other weekend before COVID, which was cool. And we had, the Schwartzes were cool. We used to go out with them.
Right.
Fortunately, he passed away. God bless him, a great guy. But he kind of opened me up to that, because before that, my mindset, other than her, was taking me to like Disney and all that stuff. I'd only want to work. That's all I want to do. Like, people want to go out. I don't want to go out. Like, I don't want to go out. I could care less of going out. I'd rather go work. And then, Jen's like, no, you got to do this. You got to do that. Kind of opened my eyes to like other things.
Yep.
Even the shore. I don't want to go down there. My thing in the beginning was, I don't want to go down the shore. I want to work. Like, literally,
Right.
I don't know why. That's just what I've been. That's how I grew, and that's how I've, my drive, that's what it is. But, going down, I started on that Friday. It was like 3 times we went during the summer, 3 weeks total. Then it was, every weekend, but it was like, Saturday, Sunday. Then it was Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Now it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
good.
Then I built the business down there. So I feel like that was great. And then, the Eagles thing, I started doing the Eagles thing, and that opened that whole thing up. And now I love going. It's a lot of fun. Get to meet all these people. Oh, it's great. And all good people, like down-to-earth people.
But what's it about? It's about networking.
That's
Being
right.
at the right place. You tell everyone what you do.
Oh, yeah.
social media,
Oh,
and
definitely.
word of mouth, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, they're really the three things right now that we're both thriving off
Yes,
of,
definitely.
So,
Yeah, I can go anywhere. I'm sure you. And then go, hey, are you Sam? Like, yeah, like today at the gym. He goes,
Yeah.
are you Sam? Like, yeah. He's like, I just bought 11 acres in Williamstown and blah blah blah. I found it on social media.
Nice.
I know you do construction. I'm like, that's awesome.
I get it everywhere, dude. I'm at the Sixers game with my son. Someone goes, "Yo, you're Tim T. I need to get a picture with you."
That's great.
And at first I'm like, and then my son's like, "Dad, who was that?" I'm like, "Daddy's famous,
Yeah,
bud."
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we laugh about it and
Yeah.
shit, but dude, listen, as corny as it is, like I'm proud of that, man.
Absolutely.
Because this is hard work.
Yeah.
Even what we're doing right now, dude. You got a million things going on. Your phone hasn't stopped. My
Right.
phone hasn't stopped. But we're here because there's a bigger picture, man. And
That's right.
And this is how it's done, man.
Mm-hmm. Definitely getting it done.
But what else we want to talk about?
What else we got?
What else we got?
Let's see. Cars. We're gonna go talk about cars because people get on us. I got that.
What are you buying next? What do you want to buy?
So my next thing is that Lamborghini Temerario.
Never seen it. Okay.
So yeah, that comes out 2026. I ordered it, I believe, last year.
Would you buy the Lamborghini truck or no?
The new one
Yeah.
came out today. Urus
Oh,
SE.
really?
Oh yeah,
Did they change the body style?
they did. Urus SE just came
I
out
want to
today.
buy it, but dude, my girl's like, it looks like the Audi, and
Well, it is
I
an
test
Audi.
drove it. Right,
Yeah,
I know.
it's nice. It looks really cool. And then not that I want it, but they just came out with a new motorcycle. So Ducati,
Oh, shit.
Ducati
You'll kill
Lambo.
yourself. You can't do that.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't last too.
Dude, I got in the car. I'll never forget when they delivered your green car. I was at your house.
Oh, you were.
We were closing
green
out
Lambo.
on a flip. They
Yep.
delivered your Lamborghini and they picked up your Bentley.
Yep.
And I hopped in with you, and we were doing 200 miles an hour, dude. I think it was still raining out, dude. I said, never again am I getting in that car.
Yeah,
with
people
him.
use Jed's scared to death to get in that
Oh,
with me.
man.
Oh God.
But yeah, I have a sick addiction with cars, dude.
Yeah.
Right now, I have way too many cars.
Yeah.
Oh, and I was just thinking, like, what's next? I'm probably gonna get the Escalade, the
ESV.
the all electric one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So
nice. That's super nice.
I don't know why. I'll probably keep it 6 months or whatever. But
Oh yeah.
Well, so what? We
I
can
tell
do
everyone
it.
I'll just buy Tim's used cars. They're
Yeah,
brand new
yeah,
anyway.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
But I'm the one that takes the fucking hit on them, you
Yeah.
know? Dude, I bought an S63, 2024 S63. Just came out. Dude, I paid $240 for it. They're now selling for $190, you know?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Yeah.
got
What's
smoke
the other
on it.
one? It's like a big. It's almost like a limo.
the
I almost bought
Maybach.
the Maybach, the Maybach car.
Yeah. You need
So-
someone to drive you in
Yeah,
that, though.
it was really nice. We almost bought it before the G wagon.
Okay.
And then I looked at the value for the one that was like a year old. It dropped 100,000.
Yeah.
So I was asking the guy, and he's really awesome, the Mercedes guy. I said, "Hey man, is this normal to drop?" He's like, "For that one, it is."
Yeah. They said Mercedes and Bentley are the most depreciated cars on the road right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you, my Bentley was probably my favorite.
I loved your Bentley, man.
Yeah, it was probably my favorite.
Yeah, that was
car.
sharp, dude.
Yeah, it was super nice. I wish I still had it.
I'm gonna keep mine forever.
I would
I just paid it
definitely keep
off.
that.
It's gonna sit in my garage,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
you know. And I'm actually gonna get it wrapped because I scratched it real bad. And but who do you use for wrap?
I use Dynamic Tint.
Okay.
They're professional facilities. It's clean in there. And,
Okay. I didn't know
consistent
they
from-
wrap there.
They do.
Okay.
They do.
I used a print parlor in Berlin.
Oh, Danko.
Yeah, he's been pretty good to me.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
He does
yeah.
all my vehicles.
Oh, he does?
Yeah, as far
Okay.
as the lettering.
I got you.
So he does full wraps for me. He gets in now, and then he's got those. I don't know if you saw on the back. He's got these things that he does. He probably charges 30,000, 40,000. It's a big box truck, but it's open in the back. Did you see it?
I've seen it. Yeah.
And he does like grand openings of like new products that are coming out. Like I think he's doing like a soccer ball from Italy. He's gonna be doing that.
I've seen that.
They drive it down to Miami. They drive around all for the weekend, bring it back. He does something else.
Yeah, the little Isuzu box trucks with no bed on, no box on the back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was talking to him because I used to own them box trucks. So when I had my trucking business.
Oh, yeah.
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 I had 14 of them, dude.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Dude, the trucking business was good. The problem is that, the overhead was just so high.
Sure.
You know, so and I was
Gas, drivers, accidents, insurance.
yeah, insurance,
Yeah.
workman's comp, all that shit.
Sure.
You know, so.
Oh yeah.
And listen, let's be honest. In the state of New Jersey, man, it's really hard to operate a business successfully.
Definitely.
You know, with,
Oh, yeah.
with all the rules and it's just hard, man. So,
Sure.
But now, what are you doing with your money? Obviously, I see you buy a lot of stuff down the shore. Like,
Right.
what's your next step, man? Like, what?
So I feel like my next step is continue doing what I'm doing. Like I bought a property in Blackwood the other day for $45,000. I'm going to
Okay.
subdivide that. The house I should get $450,000 after I put $100,000 into it.
Nice.
And then I have Tom Tolbert. I know him.
No.
He has a survey. He's going to do almost like a site plan for me. I told him, give me the biggest warehouse I can get. I'll just pay for that cash and then own that. This way I don't have to have multiple warehouses all over the place.
I got you.
I'll have one central location
Nice.
to pull material out of and go. I told you that.
Dude, I'm surprised you're still working out of here. I couldn't believe it, dude.
Yeah, we're out of room. Like
Yeah,
literally I got this
I
and then I got another warehouse and I got a third warehouse. So I got one for just the bathrooms. I already outgrew
Okay.
that twice. You know what I mean? So I'm at the point where I need the next one.
How's that going, dude?
Exponentially awesome.
Really?
Exponentially awesome.
Nice, man. I tried to buy in. And
I know.
yeah,
You're trying to get the beginning.
I knew that was going to be a good hit.
Yeah, you know what it is? I wasn't 100% sure, so I didn't know, I didn't want to bring you into something I wasn't sure it was going to be a home run. I knew it was hard. Like, I studied it for a year and a half. I started it. It was a rough start, and then all of a sudden I started getting traction, and then January 1st, we sold 30 bathrooms.
Wow.
February, we sold 18 bathrooms.
Wow.
March, we sold 29 bathrooms. And this month, we're in $69,000 in revenue just for the bathrooms. I got the marketing finally under control. I know how to control that, make sure that my ROI is at 10%, 12%. And now it's just plug and play. Okay. So now I got 2 more trucks I bought the other day from Chad, my Ford guy. And then
what are you buying, Mavericks?
Mavericks for the sales guys. And then the vans for the crews. I got 4 crews now.
Okay.
I got 2 salesmen.
Nice. And what do you so you're going in. So how do you do them so fast?
Okay, so that's all about consistency, doing the same thing over and over again. Kind of like
they're just doing bathrooms. That's it.
Oh, and only the shower area, the wet area.
Okay.
I call it the wet area.
Okay, so you're not doing tile.
No, we're not doing tile. It doesn't.
Okay.
That falls into a 1 day plus or a showcase bathroom. Like those salesmen aren't even allowed to sell that. They got to push it over the showcase.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So what do you have? 3 models. You have the wet area.
Right.
What are you calling it? The Showcase Plus?
Yep. 1 day plus. Yeah.
1 day plus.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Or like a showcase, more of a custom. You can pick any towel you want, all that fun stuff.
So the one day, so the one where you're just doing the wet area. So
Yep.
you're removing the old tub?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh yeah. So I got down to a system. I'll give you like a brief scenario.
Right.
Everyone gets trained. That's why I built the training center. I'll go over to the assistant. The assistant needs to have the box truck. The box truck has everything you possibly could need for that bathroom. Okay. Plywood to bring it up, 3/4, 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch.
So you're not running for material.
We're not going to Home Depot.
Okay.
We're not running around. That kills the job.
Yep.
You know what I mean? We ain't getting done that day. Yep. Any fitting is already on there, like 3 of them.
Okay.
And then what ends up happening is the lead guy, the guy that's in charge, he goes to the job. He sets up his tarps. He explains to the customer everything. He goes over the job. They sign off on the checklist. Is this your material? Yes. Good. Did we go over everything? Like, hey, we could break, your picture on the wall because we're doing the demo. Maybe you take these down. Hey, if you're working out of your house, because a lot of people are working at home right now, is noise going to bother you? Hey, can we set our tools up in your garage, or do we have to do it outside? No big deal. I have like a 10 by 10 little tarp over thing. Says showcase your models right on it. Nice. We set that up outside. Done. He comes in. His job within an hour and 20 minutes, he's got to have that whole shower area done out of there. Now the other guy in the box truck, he's coming to the shop. He's getting here. Whatever time he gets here, he needs to be at the job by 9 o'clock. The other guy needs to be at the job by 7:45. Now, the guy in the box truck's coming here. He's dropping the trash off. He's dropping the check off and the paperwork from the night before. That also goes into our CRM Builder Trend. Okay. So now we got the check from the day before, the paperwork from the day before. Anything.
Who gives you the check? The homeowner or the insurance company? Like, how do you get paid?
The homeowner. Homeowner pays.
Okay.
Now, either we do financing.
Okay.
So it's financing. They get the financing sign off, and then the operations manager checks it in.
Okay.
Every single day.
Who finances them?
We have a couple different banks that we use.
Okay.
One's called Pure. Another one's called Upgrade.
Okay.
A couple of different ones. So one's like a first look finance company.
So if you do 20, how many finance them? Out of 20? 1
I
out
would
of
say
10?
15.
15 out of 20. Wow.
Where my regular showcase customers, they're usually all cash. Or,
Right.
Going to a bank for a loan. So it's a little different model,
Hey,
in and out.
Yeah.
So
who's taking it? So now the one guy's setting up everything, right?
Yep.
So when 9 o'clock, when the box truck shows up,
Yep.
he's removing the tub?
Yeah, so the box truck shows up. First thing he does is he's bringing the shower diverter up
Okay.
to the installer.
Okay.
And that he starts to install it. The labor guy is bringing all the trash out. When he comes back, he's bringing the templates up. So every time he comes up, he's handing something off. Every time he comes out, he's taking trash with him.
Okay.
So
it's a 2-man crew?
2-man crew.
Okay.
And 4 motions, they're all done. So once that's done, the template gets done. They bring it outside within 1 hour and 30 minutes. The template that was there on the inside gets brought outside. They put it on our solid surface walls, which are like engineered crushed stone. Cut them all out, put them in. Done. Sometimes there's a
But
seat.
what happens? You go in, it's a balloon framed home, and it's an old cast iron tub.
Yep. So balloon frame tubs, obviously, you're not going to be a day. You're probably going to be like a day and a half, 2 days.
Okay.
Or if it's a wet bed. So
now,
some of those.
When the salesman, he takes enough pictures and
Oh,
so
yeah.
when you now who goes over that? The salesman knows this is going to take a little bit longer.
Yep.
Or does he come to you? Hey Sam, like.
Oh yeah. So salesmen, they get like a 2-week training with me.
Okay.
The salesmen so far have been blessed where they've pretty much been doing bathrooms for last one's like 14 years.
Okay.
But they
so
know
they have experience.
and they do video. So when they're with the customer, when they sign that contract, they're literally going, "Hey, Mr. Customer, just so you know, there's a 5-foot wall by 8-foot tall right-hand drain tub. We're switching it from a tub, converting it over to a shower pan for a shower.
Okay.
This is your door. Holds it all up because we have all of our pieces.
you. Okay.
And then this way, now the operations and installation manager can see that on Builder Trend, can send that the night before that goes into the installer. So he already knows, he watches the video. He knows what it looks like the day before. So in his head, he can pre-plan that. Because again, pre-plans everything.
Yep.
I don't want the guy showing up and go, "Oh, it's a wet bed. I thought it was a tub."
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I want him in the mindset of, I know what to get this thing out of here in a day.
I got you. So it's one day though. They're in and out in one day, majority of the time.
Oh yeah, day and a half.
Well, they do one job though a day.
That's
These
it.
installers.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and the one guy, I mean, he stayed till 11:30 at night, but
Wow.
his thing is he'll definitely get it done no matter what.
Now, do they get paid per job? They hourly? Like,
Oh
how
yeah,
do you
so
pay
they're
your guys?
performance pay. So they
Okay.
get an hourly pay,
Okay.
and then they make performance. And those performance factors are: did they do a good job? Did they explain everything they're supposed to do? Did they get out of there and got paid there at the end of the day? Did they get a positive review? And how long they've been doing that? Because they get stars. So every so many reviews, they'll get a star on the truck.
Okay.
After 5 stars, they're making over 4.
So now, what's the goal with this? Is it the goal is for you to franchise it, or is the goal for you to like
Yes.
expand? Or
yeah,
what?
so definitely expanding out. I don't know if we do like a franchise model or like almost like a main center, and then we have like little owners that we're like partnered with, and like I handpick those guys. I'm not sure because biggest thing is to be able to maintain that quality.
Now, do you need permits for that?
No, so as long as it's like for like, you're good to go.
I got you.
But when you start moving drains and stuff like that, then you'll start needing.
I
But
got you.
for the
Okay.
most part, because what happens? I called the plumbing association,
Yep.
asked them what I did and didn't, because the last thing I need is
Yeah,
issues.
so Burgo is the president of the plumbing association, and a lot of these towns, when you're going like for like, Burgo's like you don't need permits.
Correct.
Some townships say you need a rough permit.
Right.
I mean a final permit, and then
Yeah, you really
some don't. You really don't. So whatever, but yeah, dude, that's good, man.
Oh yeah,
That's
yeah,
good,
It's
man.
great. It's great.
I hope you sell it in every 50 states, dude. I hope you take over. I want to see infomercials with you on
Oh,
there,
yeah.
So
And then
that's
when we're
awesome.
done here, I'll show you our shower heads. I brought in my own shower heads, rain shower, showcase remodels right on.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
Nice,
yeah.
man.
Oh yeah.
Damn, dude.
What I did there was, I found that if you're not like $1 billion company, you're not getting nothing. So, Leaf Home is $1 billion company. They have Moen, they have Kohler, they have Home Smarts, like Industries is around here.
Okay.
They all sell Kohler. So what I did is I said, hey, what's the best looking diverter? And to me, it's Hansgrohe. It's a German-made product.
Okay.
It blows away Kohler. I had them make it, change it a little bit so it's not the same. So this way I'm not restricted by any patent. Mine's mechanical push button, lifetime warranty on it. And the way the salesmen do it, they go, hey, this is one brand, this is another brand, this is another brand. One of those is ours. Which one do you think is the best? They start playing with them. Well, mine's the heaviest. Mine has mechanical buttons, so of course they're gonna pick mine. So 100% of the time they pick mine.
Good.
It's our way of keeping that competitive advantage
Nice,
up,
man. Nice.
and be able to build the company.
So, again, I want people to watch this, right, and really understand that what we do, man, we obsess over this.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I say this in my videos, like, this is an obsession. We think about work all the time, man. 24 hours, when we're up, our head just constantly spins, man.
Oh, definitely.
And
Definitely.
we're built the same way,
Yeah.
so and it's funny, we gravitate towards each other because, dude,
Oh, yeah.
we see, I see the hustler in you, you
Right.
see it in me,
Oh, yeah.
and it's our whole circle's that way though.
Definitely.
So
Definitely.
But this is an obsession. This is not something our parents didn't hand us shit.
No,
we've built this from the ground up, and but social media, man, I got to tell you, it's been a gift and a curse. And I never looked at the negative side of social media.
Right.
And the negative side is you have a lot of haters.
Sure.
You have a lot of people that want to talk shit, and it's a shame because I wish everyone success, man. I don't understand how someone has the time to call up and report somebody.
Sure.
Or even do a negative post about somebody. And
absolutely.
Listen, I'm a business owner, right? My job is to create businesses, to find houses. If I was on my job site, like this one guy's talking shit,
right?
Dude, he's bragging that he's at a job site putting together a deck. Who knows what he was doing, but
right.
He's bragging that I'm not out there swinging a hammer myself. If I was at a job site swinging a hammer, I would have no business.
Oh, absolutely.
I'd be doing one edition a year or whatever it is. I don't know.
Yeah,
I never thought of the negative side.
Definitely. So I think that obviously, anyone that is versed or that worried or focused on other people, number one, they're not happy with themselves. There's something there that's wrong with those people. I really feel bad for them because the only thing they kind of get off on is talking crap on other people, and they'll never get ahead. Unfortunately, you'll never see a winner talking about another person that's underneath them. It's always that person saying, "Hey, I want to bring that person up," and that's the circle I want to be around. Yeah. What I never want to see is a guy saying, "Hey, I do all these things and I'm the best and I work by myself." Listen, working by yourself, that's not a flex. Yeah. Having a great team around you, having the resources to get multiple projects done at the same time, and be able to basically share the strength and the knowledge with everybody else. That's what it's all about. Yeah, you know what I mean? So the one guy, George Saliba, the car guy, he said it best. I'm like, man, what do you do with all these people saying all these negative? He goes, Sam, they're the best ones. I said, what do you mean they're the best ones? I said, do you delete them? Because I'm like, oh, you delete them? No, absolutely don't delete them. That algorithm that they cause, number one, people are going to say, dude, you're totally wrong. Number two, it's going to get more people talking about it. And it's also going to drive traffic to your social media.
Right.
So all I have to say, the more, the better for that part of it. So I always take that as a positive. Like, hey, go ahead, keep doing what you're doing, and I'll keep doing what I'm doing.
So now I tried to do the YouTube. So I had an opportunity to get on TV, and I turned it down. Okay. And I kick myself now because now I went back to them, and I'm like, all right, now I'm ready. Yeah. And they don't want to put the money out for a flipping show right now.
Right.
So who knows where that could have went, dude? Right. I should have just did it, but I was right in the midst of scaling my business, dude, and it was. Like, I was going from 7 or 8 houses to 12 to 13 every month. Right. And I felt like if I started concentrating on videos or shooting, dude, they wanted to shoot. It was nine shoots for one episode. These are 10 to 12-hour days. And, dude, when they gave me the first, it's called Glass Productions, Nancy Glass. She's out of King of Prussia. She's the production company. She has Flipper Flop. Now him and Tariq, what's the guy's name? Him and his wife, they flip houses. They're the only show. Tariq, yeah. So him and his new wife are battling the old wife.
I saw that.
Yeah. So they have that show.
Right.
So they go from King of Prussia out to California to film them.
Okay.
They love the fact that they only had to go from King of Prussia to New Jersey to film me.
Right.
But when they gave me the list, a lot of it was like I had to be an actor.
Right.
And I just want to, dude, like what we did right now, we didn't have nothing planned. We're just in here bullshitting, dude.
Absolutely.
Like, that's why I feel like the best shit gets done.
Definitely.
So anyway, I'm like, man, 9 days to do one episode, 10 episodes. So that's 90 days out of the year I got to spend doing this. I'm like, I can't do it.
No.
It's going to take away from my business.
Sure.
But I should have did it.
Right.
I should have. So now I want to do it, and they don't want it. So
it's listen,
not meant to be.
If it wasn't that time, just wasn't all right, everything wasn't adding up, that's okay. There'll be another opportunity to do it.
But what I did try, I said, all right, we're going to come up with our own. We're going to do our own.
Right.
So we have one episode, but we said we're going to start putting it on YouTube. And I said, man, I'm going to try to make money with YouTube.
Yeah.
Dude, it's hard, man.
Is it?
Because YouTube, you have to have a longer video. Right. It can't be a 1 minute like a Facebook reel.
Sure.
And it just takes a lot of time because they want to see when you buy the house. They want to see it after you demo. They want to see it midway through, and then when you finish the house.
Got it.
Well, right now it's taking me about 4 months per house. So it takes 4 months to film one episode. Then you got to, to edit and all that shit. So, it's really a 5-month thing to do one episode. So we started doing them, and we have a few, but I'm just going to stick to Facebook and Instagram, dude. And keep flipping houses.
Yeah.
Man,
you could do that on a little bit and see if it, get some traction out of it.
Dude, and I just had someone, I did make an effort of trying to really do homeowner stuff, and I quoted 2 bathrooms, $60,000 to do 2 bathrooms.
Sure.
But it's a $2 million house, right?
Sure. Oh, yeah.
And I quoted it, dude, like 4 months ago. And I'm thinking, they didn't call. I didn't get the job. Well, I got a check in the mail today as a deposit. I'm like, oh, my God, I got to do the job now.
That's great.
I'm like stressed over it, and it's all the way up in Newtown.
Right.
So I'm like, but it's a buddy of mine, and I want to hook him up and give him a good product. And I know that, dude, you hear a lot of horror stories, man, about contractors beating people. I'm sure you hear it more
all
than
the time.
anyone.
It's sad. I mean, people take deposits, they'll start to do the demo, and then they run off.
You know who? Not to say to this guy, but that Jason Drew House, whatever. He just called me. He was like, "Hey, we're looking to team up." And I heard negative things, but I don't know the guy. But who knows? Maybe he's better now. But I heard that's what he was doing. So
Oh yeah.
Back in the day, but
yeah, I think he was a nice guy, but he was just taking deposits and not finishing the job.
Not finished, yeah.
A lot of people were left homeless.
I just got a house. Lady bought a house for her and her kid. Gave a contractor $50,000. He went in. He put the kitchen in. No permits. Okay.
Oh my God.
Redid all the electric, all the plumbing, all the HVAC, everything in the house. She then gives him the final $50K. He just takes it and runs. So now she can't afford the house. She took a construction loan on it. The mortgage was due, so she had to sell me the house. She couldn't afford it. But he ran off with her $50,000. And so, here I am getting this house. I'm like, oh, man, it's half done. The kitchen's in. So I said, let me call the township before I do anything, because I don't want them to think I did this.
Right.
I called the township. I need architect drawings, dude. I mean, they killed me, man. It should have been a 2-month project. I'm now 4 months in. I'm still working on it. And, yeah.
Yeah, that was like in the beginning. Like, so I wanted to get this job so bad. And the guy was a contractor, actually, restoration. He's like, oh, it was in Margate, too, by the way. And he's also a custom builder now.
Okay.
But back then he kept on saying, hey, just get this done. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing this without a permit. I kept on telling him. So he must be connected in with the town, because literally after I complained, I said, listen, if I get to the part where I'm framing, I'm stopping it until we get inspections. So literally he ran down, came right back, and he's like, here, I got the permit. I said, how did you get that without drawings? He said, just keep going. I'm like, all right, I'll keep going. But at the end of the day, which stinks, at that time I was a small-time contractor. I really wanted that work. I was excited to do it. Had it come down and they came in and saw that I was doing it, I'd be the one taking the fall, not him, the one telling me not to.
And then your name.
And my name. And my name. All ruined because this guy didn't want to get permits. And I did, just to protect myself and him. Because sometimes the permits don't protect the customer.
Right.
You know what I mean? From bad work. And again, hey, I'm not perfect. I can make a mistake. The inspection catches it, right? So I'd rather let me tell them, and they say, hey, everything's right. Now it's on them, not on me.
If it came down to where you do work at someone's house and they're not happy and they go to sue you, if you don't have permits, you're done.
Automatic loss. Yeah, automatic. There's no chance of a win.
If you have permits, you can then fight it, and at least the township came in, they inspected your work, you did it to code, you have a better shot of winning that case. So
absolutely.
I know a friend that flipped a house, went in, finished the basement. Well, there was old moldy paneling in the basement. They were getting water in the basement. They were in and out of this house in 60 days. The day the kid bought the house, a red sticker goes on the door. The day they bought it. The next day it rains. Basement floods. So the kid's like, I got a red sticker on the door. So he contacts the realtor. The realtor was the one that owned the house.
Gotcha.
Realtor says, I don't know what to tell you. So kid goes, so he goes out in township. They said, you rehabbed the whole house. You got no permits. The kid goes, well, my basement's flooded. Township says, you might want to get an attorney.
Wow.
The attorney says to them, listen, get the permits to the seller. Get the permits and give us $25,000 and that's it. We just want we want you to do it right. We want you to fix it for this homeowner. My buddy says, nope. He's a big shot, has a lot of money. He was like, nah, sue me.
That's wrong.
Well, 400,000 later, he had to pay 400 grand to that kid. He could have settled it for 25 grand because no permits. If he had permits, he would have been fine.
Yeah.
So, as much as I complain, the townships, dude, the permits save you, man. At the end of the day,
they really do.
Know? So,
and doing the right thing too. I mean, you don't live in the house, so if it's something that you couldn't see, they couldn't see,
right?
And you did everything you could, that's what it is. You know what I mean? But again, like someone calls me after the fact, I sell a house and it's something I think I could fix. It's not going to be crazy. Just do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
A perfect example was in the listing. I'll never forget. It was a fridge. I wrote on the listing, the refrigerator is not part of the house sale. Like I'm taking it with me. Well, we sold. I kept it in there.
All right.
Well, they plugged it in and said it doesn't work, and they're calling and they're harassing. I'm like, you know what? At that time it was like $1,000. $1,000. See ya. You know what I mean?
I know.
Buy a new fridge and call it a day.
So, but yeah, man, it's crazy how life works out and how, dude, how much our businesses have grown, man.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah.
But,
continue to grow and
yeah,
just by being positive. Go out there getting it every day.
And I believe in doing the right thing
Yeah.
and doing right by people, man. And I've been blessed, man. I've been sober 18 years.
Phenomenal. Congratulations on that.
And before, listen, I always didn't do the right thing.
Right.
There was a time where it was like, I want to get over on this person. And, even after I got sober, I did some questionable things.
Sure.
And you know what? Today I know I'm always going to do the right thing.
Right.
Even if I don't want to. And and at first I might be like, I ain't doing that. Fuck that. Just cover it up. 2 days later, I'll be like, nah, let's do it right.
Right.
Because I think it through, and I'm like, you know what? It's not worth it, man.
Oh, yeah.
And we got a lot to lose today, too.
Definitely. Yes, definitely when you have nothing, it's kind of, it goes easy to do the easy way. But,
right.
Sometimes just going the extra mile. And I think you saw, like, when we partner on houses, like, I'm open and honest. Like, literally, I'm an open book. You'll see, when I partner with anybody, my relationships I start 20, 25 years ago, I still have those same relationships because I just won't do it. It's not worth it to me.
And for me, my partnerships, they're handshake agreements. I have listen, dude. Do you think yes, I could steal from my partners and get away with it. I could take advantage of, but dude, what am I doing?
Right.
First of all, I don't need to, right?
Absolutely.
Second of all, I believe in karma.
Right.
Third thing, I wouldn't want them to do that to me.
Yeah, sure.
So, but they're the partnerships, man, that really, when me and you did business. We didn't have no agreement, dude. At the end, we sat down, we went over the numbers. And listen, I wasn't always right with the numbers. You would question me, hey, we did. And I'm like, oh, shit, I messed up,
right. Oh, yeah.
And there was times where it was the opposite,
sure.
But that's what made a good partnership,
Absolutely.
So, but partnerships are tough, dude, because, that's why I'm trying to do more on my own.
Yep.
Because obviously I make more money, too.
Sure.
But I'm never going to be able to do 150, 200 houses a year on my own.
Sure.
I need those partnerships. And the same with you, man.
Right.
You're doing deals with Rich or whoever, because they're bringing opportunity to you. Or hey, I'm busy, man. I need somebody, so.
Absolutely. And you know what? It's cool, too, to do it with other people because you're helping them, they're helping you, and you're growing together.
All right.
And you're making money.
And you learn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think another big thing that I'm doing, which you said, the paperwork, I'm a big get in, get out guy too. I put in my application in Mocha Hill, 11 buy right houses I could build.
What's that?
Meaning I'm buying land. I'm going to have my own little development. Nice. I'm going for 16 houses with a variance. So if I can get those 16 houses with a variance, obviously I'll be in way better condition.
Right. Big houses?
Big, 4,200
oh, wow.
Square feet, $1.2 million range. Wow. Do it that way. Because, again, I feel like, revenue is vanity. You say, hey, I made $80 million this year, but, the profit's sanity. So they say revenue's vanity, profit's sanity. That bottom line number, that's important.
Right.
More important than the revenue.
Yeah.
And I learned that when I'm like, hey, I can build these businesses up, like the bathroom business. I see these companies doing like 30, like bigger companies, not around here, 30, 60, 100, 500 million, a year. And then at the end of the day, they're making like 50 million, right? From 500, like 10%. I'm like, I blow those numbers out of the water.
Right.
With way less top number revenue.
Right.
Same thing, like when I tell you, hey, you're doing 100, and I know you do phenomenal, and I know you do really, really good work, and you put your whole heart into it. If you did half of that and made the same numbers and said, hey, this is what I'm doing, and said my bottom line profit number, I need to be at this profit number, and I'm good for this goal for this year, I really feel you really fucking crush it. I mean, I really feel that way. So I think, again, you have the partners and stuff like that.
Right.
But if you just did...
Nah, dude, there's a lot of wasting time and money.
Yeah,
dude,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Dude, last month we closed 3 deals. We made no money.
Right.
When I say no money, $2,000, $3,000, like...
Yeah, 15 grand.
Yeah,
I understand.
yeah,
I know what you mean. Yeah. Yep.
So, but who's really impressive, man, and maybe we can end with this, is Rich, man.
Right.
When I met Rich, he was just getting started in the new construction. Yes. I don't even think he closed on one yet. I think he was just getting started. And it's funny, he was so dead set on new construction. He was trying to convince me, dude, you want to do new construction,
Right.
And he didn't even close on one yet, I don't think.
Right.
So, but dude, now he's got shit everywhere. And he's building big fucking houses, dude.
Absolutely.
I'm impressed, man.
Yeah.
And, I do like to help him with his designs a little bit,
Yeah. Throw a little
But you know
10T
what?
in
If
there.
it works for him, man,
Yeah.
dude, he does those custom railings, and I think he just had I don't know what kind of carpet he put on the steps.
That crazy white black one you said?
Yeah. I would never do that, but
I said, I love it. I told him, I said, I love it, but that's very person specific.
Right. So for me, I try to be as neutral as possible. So I was even doing white and gray kitchens. Now I'm back to just white.
Oh, yeah.
I'm doing white islands, white hood vents. I'm keeping it neutral, dude, like a plain backsplash.
Oh, yeah.
Light flooring, light color walls. The tile, I'm trying to keep that basic too.
Sure.
If 10 people walk into my house, I want 8 of them to say, I love the design.
Yep.
I love the fixtures. You don't want 3 people to walk in and say, out of 10, and say, I really love it. And 7 people say, man, this just isn't my taste.
Definitely.
Definitely.
So, what do you think about? Because I don't do it. Maybe I should. Staging. How do you feel about staging?
So a year ago, I had a house I couldn't sell. 6 months couldn't sell it. I didn't want to drop the price because I didn't want to lose money.
Yep.
So let me try staging it.
Sure.
I stage it. I got an offer $40,000 over asking. Okay. I stage every single house now. I have a stager that keeps up with me, which is pretty hard to do because I do a lot of properties. But I pay a flat amount per deal.
Sure.
I pay $3,000 a house. She stages every one of my houses, and I believe in it now.
Yeah.
I didn't for years.
I didn't either. Then you start doing that. There must be a reason.
Yeah.
Some kind of science behind it.
If I stage, if it costs me $3,000, I know I'm getting an extra 10 to 15 grand just because of it. So for me, and dude, she's in and out. She does a good job. She doesn't damage the house. And she's a true professional. So good. She's good to work with.
What other quick tips you got for flipping? Is there anything that kind of you did before, you do now, and say, hey, you already told me more neutral colors?
I'm doing custom railings in every house. I never did that before. If it was a metal rail, I would leave the metal rail. Right. Now I'm taking them out. I'm doing railings. That's probably $2,500 a house.
Okay.
I'm doing French drains in every basement.
I love that.
Yeah,
I love that.
Just because, dude, you can rip the front bushes out of the house, and next thing you know, you disturbed it, and now you're getting water, and there was never water down there.
That's right.
So for me, I don't want to get the call. So for me, if it costs me $3,000, it's $3,000, $4,000, whatever. Mm-hmm. That's really it, man. Oh, and I'm doing new trim. I'm doing like the more
of the case trim, the square off
trim, and I'm doing chair rail.
Okay.
So in the nicer houses, I've been doing that. I think it looks nicer.
Oh, yeah.
But that's it, dude. I don't get crazy. I've been tiling some fireplaces here and there.
Sure.
But that's it, dude. I don't,
Yeah.
Really, my big expense that I just started doing is more concrete work.
Okay.
Which sucks, dude, because you need zoning now. Some of these townships are killing you. Yeah, survey. You got to draw it out on the survey if you're not exact. But,
pervious coverage on the property.
And now I just found a good paving person. So before I was doing concrete on everything because I couldn't find a good paver.
Right.
They're, half of them were drunk, half of them didn't show up, half of them wanted to try to hit me over the head.
They're mostly gypsies.
Yeah, and I was getting concrete just as cheap as asphalt. But now I found a good asphalt person. So her name's Diane. She's done the last 4 houses for me.
Gotcha.
You don't need zoning.
No.
So I'm trying to asphalt everything I can now, you know?
Yeah, I just used South Jersey. He crushed it for me.
Okay.
Did a beautiful job. Ripped
Nice,
everything
man.
out in a day. I literally called him on a Thursday. He came on Monday. I'm like, yeah, let me know when you're out there. He's like, I just sent you the bill.
Nice.
I'm like, really? All right, fine, done. Let's do it. So.
You know what's funny, man? I have some contractors. I get a bill every 3 months. I got some guys, their last screw ain't even in, and they're sending me the I need a check.
Oh, could you come meet me?
Yeah,
Meet
yeah.
you for what? I need money. What?
Yeah.
The paint's not even dry.
Done yet.
It's not even dry.
But,
I love that.
But you know what, man? And until we build a rapport, and then once they see that I'm good pay,
Right.
and that I pay on time, then, you know. But for me, man, dude, I'm having a hard time right now juggling the money, man.
Sure.
Because...
You have a lot of open moving parts, though,
Yeah,
too, with it. So.
and my overhead is crazy right now, dude. I took on a ton of staff because I'm gearing up to do more. So dude, and it just snuck up out of nowhere. You know, I have 9 trucks. I have 5 Mavericks. I have 4 F-150s.
Got the Mavericks, baby.
Yeah, I love the Mavericks.
I started the Mavericks.
I
so.
drive one every day.
Hell
man.
yeah, it's great.
So, but I should have got the electric or the
hybrid.
The hybrid.
Yeah, that's what I've got. All
And
hybrid.
I bought because it was for me.
Sure.
I bought the nicer one.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
It's like 90 a week in gas, where the hybrid's 30 a week
That's
in
it.
gas. Yeah.
That's it. Oh yeah.
So,
I love it.
But yeah, man, and what about you, man? What's the next step, dude? You got the bathrooms.
Yeah, next step for me is start doing land development. Doing a lot with Rich. I've been buying a lot of land with Rich, and he has
Nice,
little
man.
deals and says, "Hey, can you buy this? I'll put my cash up." You know what I mean? It's all about moving my cash around.
Yep.
You know, because like me with Jen, she won't let me. Whatever money we have, that's all I use.
I got
You know what I mean? I don't go outside and get the loan because I'll be nervous about holding it. Perfect example. That Margate house took a year.
Yeah.
Because I 8
Can you
months of
imagine
another
if you had
guy. and
interest on that. Yeah.
I'd be crying.
Yeah,
But I told her, hey, if I did have that, I think I'd be more in tune to get it done faster.
Well, yeah. Both
My thing
sides,
is I have
you know?
so many, regular jobs for customers. They always come first.
I wish you would have called me. I had a guy that could have did that for you.
Really?
Yeah. My guy down there, Cape Atlantic, he would have seen that job through for you.
Yeah.
Might have
Oh,
been
yeah.
a little expensive, dude,
Yeah,
but
that'd
he
been
gets it
fine,
done
yeah.
and it's done right.
Sure.
You know. What
Oh,
are you
yeah.
going to do? Sell that or are you going to keep
Sell
it?
that.
Okay.
Yeah. I want to keep it. She wants to sell it. She loves the North
Margate's
Wildwood.
hot, though, dude.
It is.
You know.
It is. It's a great location.
Yeah, exactly. What street's
So,
that?
219 North Union.
Union. Yeah, that's a good street, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good one.
I got 3 on Fredericksburg.
Do you really?
So here's a quick story. Buy a house on. This was a Washington Township cop buys a house down the shore with a partner on Fredericksburg.
Right.
You know the guy. You told me you know him.
Oh, State Trooper.
Yeah,
Dan Torres.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He buys that. Him and his partner fall through. They buy it for $700. They sell it to me for 1.1. My girlfriend was jogging and seen that the house was sitting there. So she looked up the old listing, called the realtor, and said, "Hey, are they interested in selling it?" She said, "No, they're going to rehab it." A week later, she calls back and says, "Yeah, they want to sell it." So I think it's going to be my biggest home run. I think I'm going to make $400,000 on this.
Right.
Plans were done. Plumbing was done. HVAC was done. Electric was done. Framing was done. I'm like, dude, all I got to do is sheetrock. Man, I'm good. We buy it for $1.1 million. All right. Now it's a shared driveway with the neighbor.
I already know. I was there before you.
Yeah.
Yep.
The neighbor put a porch on their driveway, and they bought the house like that, by the way. But they can't access their driveway unless they use my driveway.
Right.
So 2 driveways like this, they have to use mine to get around their porch. So we move in. I say to the neighbors, "Hey, you're parked on my driveway. I got to get dumpsters in here and just want to give you a courtesy." This was the first day we buy it. They said, "We need to charge our car, our charger's in the back on our driveway. We need to access your driveway." I'm like, "Well, you can't." I said, you can't because we're going to have a dumpster there.
Right.
And they said, all right. They said, well, while you're doing construction, we'll figure it out, this and that. So we got in an argument over it. I let it go. They let it go. We apologized because I don't want to fight with the neighbors.
Sure.
We banged the house out in 60 days. Done. All right. We put $300 into it. We're into it for $1.4 million. We list it for 1.8. We get an offer 1.85 first day on the market. I'm like, we're making fucking 400. I'm like, dude, we're like slapping hands. I'm like, dude, I want more of these. I'm like, this was a home run. First deal I did in Margate. No, second deal. Sorry. So anyway, that buyer backs out. says, just not interested. So it sits on the market. We get an offer for 175. They notice that it's a shared they make an offer, we accept it, 175, 100K less. We're still going to make two some.
Sure.
They come there, the neighbor's parked in their driveway. They start talking to the neighbor says, oh yeah, this is a shared driveway. We have access to your driveway. We have a temporary easement with the township
Is that true?
No. So we call the township up. The township says they have to use your driveway. This is their friend who is the CO or is the code official there. They're all friends. Yes, they have to. It's a shared driveway. They have access to use your driveway. So now that buyer backs out. We get another buyer, 1.7. They show up. The neighbor now has been coming out. Every buyer that comes, the neighbor comes out and says, we need access. Like, they scare everyone away. I'm like, what the fuck am I going to do? These neighbors are scaring away. So I go to the neighbors. Hey, I need you to stop talking to the buyers. Fuck you. The husband's a drunk. Fuck you. We're going to do what we want to do. I said, all right. I get an attorney. Never sued anyone in my life, dude. Never had a lawsuit. Never had to call an attorney. I get an attorney. We file a lawsuit for, I forget what it was called, but we file a lawsuit and we're suing now for damages.
Sure.
We had 185, and they scared them away. We're going to sue them for the difference.
Sure.
Okay. Well, the lawsuit's going on. I'm still trying to sell the house. We wind up getting a buyer, 1.6. At this point, I'm breaking even, dude. At 1.6, wow. I'm breaking even with the carrying costs, everything. I hire a guy to do a sweep before I bought it. He finds no oil tank. They do a sweep. They find an oil tank in the backyard under the brand new concrete pad that I put in.
Oh, no.
And it leaked.
Oh, my God.
So I call up the guy. I said, yo, dude, you gave me a cleared cert on this. He goes, dude, I must have missed it somehow. So he honors his thing. He pulls it out for free.
Home run.
While we're waiting on that, the neighbor gets a hold of the new buyer. This new buyer is an attorney from New York. And I'm suing them. Now, I didn't know this, but because I was suing them, I can't sell this house now.
Until it's settled.
Until it settles. I didn't know that.
Got it. I didn't know that either.
So
they learn something new every day.
Yeah, and they filed, what's that when a contractor can file against the house? What's that called? Yeah, but it's called.
A contractor's lien?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I forget what the hell it's called. Lis pendens, yeah. So they file lis pendens against me. Uh-huh. So now I can't close until this lis pendens settled. So I say to the buyers, I'm like, look, I can't afford to sell you this house for 165 and wait for an NFA letter. Could take 6 months to get an NFA letter. I said, I'm going to have it was $14,000 a month in carrying cost. That's what it was costing me to hold this house.
Unbelievable.
So anyway, I wind up making $40,000. We wind up getting through all of it, dude. But that was an example, dude, of a house I thought we were, dude. We had it sold. One point, I said, dude, we're making $400,000, and literally 6 months later, we made $40,000. I didn't lose money, but I don't even know why I'm telling you this story. But
it's a great story, actually.
But it's crazy, man.
Yeah,
you know. But then we just did one. We just did one in Ventnor. They took a loan out with Sandy during the storm to raise it. Right. It was a $150,000 lien. The only way to release that lien was to get a CO. The guy took the money, he raised it, but never paid the guy to raise it. He kept all the money, the $150,000, and then the bank took the house. But the lien foreclosed, but the lien was still attached by FEMA or by
the contractor.
No, by FEMA or whoever. FEMA put the lien on it. So a builder wanted to buy the house. Went on the market for $600,000. It's a duplex. That builder was going to knock it down, but he was afraid that if he took down that structure, he would have had to pay that lien because that lien was on that structure. So he gets to a day before closing, and his attorney says, dude, you got to bail. So he bails out. That realtor calls me back and says, you were the second highest bid. You won it. I said, fuck it. I'll take it. I said, even with the $150,000 lien, $150,000 lien, we're going to make money.
That's great.
I buy it for $600,000. We put $400,000 into it. 4 months. We were in this for 4 months. We sold it for 1.8 million.
Damn.
We crossed.
Dude, that's awesome.
But it was a once in a maybe I might see another deal like that, but that was a once in a lifetime deal.
Hell yeah.
And we wound up making $570,000. I had a partner.
Yeah.
And so now that opened up another opportunity. So that's why I called Rich. So I just bought a house on the same street. The lot is 50 by 150.
Got it.
So we bought a single family. We're knocking it down. We already got the approvals through the township. I'm building a duplex. Elevators, in-ground pools. Nice. It's my first new real big build down the shore.
Right.
So we didn't even start it yet. But now, dude, the word's out. I'm getting all these opportunities to build houses.
That's beautiful.
I just bought a lot on Granville Beach. It's 1 block to the beach. But dude, I'm getting it over my head. I'm like, because remember, dude, it's $1 million purchase.
Right.
I don't have that money.
Sure.
I got to take a loan out.
Right.
The entire time that we have to wait for approvals, I'm paying $10,000 a month for interest.
Right.
So I know I'm going to get hit for probably $200,000 in interest a year to get to all the approvals and another year to build it. So so it's risky down the shore, man. And down the shore, the market can change real fast.
Easily. This is a second home.
Yeah. And I've seen builders dropping prices $500,000, dude. And I've seen that in Ocean City, not Margate.
Look at Florida. Look at Florida's market. They can't give them away.
Oh, Florida. Yeah. And Florida
New
was
construction.
hot, dude.
It was super hot. Now all of a sudden things turn and big problems.
Dude, Joe Lang just bought a house for $7 million in Margate. Dude, right on the beach. Beautiful, man. He paid cash. Didn't even sell his house yet. I was like, man. I was like, dude. I was like, honestly, Joe, because he came from nothing like us.
Sure.
Now he's more tight with his money.
Right.
He was more conservative. Actually told me he's worth $100 million, man.
That's great. That's awesome.
You're not going to post that, are you?
No.
All right. Don't post the Joe Lang thing.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll tell him he's worth $200 million. That's great.
Because I said to him, I was like, dude, what are you worth, 75? I said, no, what are you worth, 50? He goes, one day I'll tell you. I said, 75? He goes, maybe a little more. I said, 100? He goes, we'll talk one day. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And dude, when I met him, he was sitting in it. He had nothing, dude. It was me and 3 guys working for him. So, and I started working with him 15 years ago. So he made all his money, dude, from the time I started until now, man.
Well, you made him a lot of that money.
I did make him a lot, dude.
You worked your ass off.
I bought that house.
Half of that house is all you.
No, more than that.
Really?
Dude. Oh, yeah. He was making probably $2 million a year.
I know he
off
was.
of me,
I know he was. I totally forgot until you just said that. You were with him for a long time.
I just quit him.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I'm like that.
I went with Matt Boyce over at Maximus.
I haven't met him yet, but I'm going to an event which I never go to on the 10th.
He's the real deal, man.
He seemed like a nice guy.
Nice guy, dude. He's a hustler. He's really innovative. Dude, what he does for his agents, he's able to provide value without spending a ton of money.
I love it.
Before, to get a realtor, you had to do Zillow or Realtor.com.
Sure.
He's able to add value through videos, through social media, and through promoting those boosting those videos.
Yes.
So, and he's got a good product.
Right.
He's good at what he does. So I left Nation One on a whim, dude. It was really impulsive.
I couldn't believe you left.
I can't believe I did. Yeah,
I thought
was making
never
money
ever.
too.
Oh yeah.
So whatever, dude. So I left Dan, but shit happens, man.
Yeah.
You got to move on, dude.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So and another one that's killing it, Terry Parker. Do you talk to her?
Oh yeah.
Also?
Yeah, I was with her. I'm doing her house.
Yeah, she's killing it, man.
Yeah, she's great. Great person. Her and Jay.
Yeah, she's like us, though,
Yeah.
dude.
Oh, she's nonstop.
She's a female version of
Yeah,
us.
she came in. She was watching one of my EOS meetings. She wanted to see what it was, and
nice, man.
We spent the day with her. And
because Rich is doing a lot of business with her too, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And then she was at Rich's wedding the other day.
I can't believe Rich's wife didn't leave and go work with like Romano.
I thought so too. Yeah.
Hall of Fame's kind of not. She's probably should,
Right.
But whatever.
Yeah.
Hey man. I know that Santini adds a ton of value and he does give her
Santini takes
listings
care of
and
her,
stuff.
gives her listings. He likes the people over there.
He's another one, dude. His business is booming.
Love it.
And you know what's good about what we do? If the market changes, we'll change with the market. Dude.
That's right.
The market's doesn't predict what we do. Now we might have some years might be better than others, but for the most part, dude, we'll adjust, man.
Absolutely.
Dude, if rates come down, it's game over, dude.
Oh yeah.
And that's what my whole business model's been based on the rates coming down.
Right.
I said whoever's holding the inventory when those rates drop is going to kill it.
Oh, definitely.
But I don't know what's going to happen now, dude. Because with the tariff, like I didn't envision these tariffs and all this.
Well, I think the tariffs, in the beginning part is going to be rough, and it's going to make. I think the property's going to go down in value. I really do. It's just like the stocks, but I think once everything kicks into play, then it's just going to take off. So we haven't really had that 2008 time yet, right? And because for me,
you think it's going to happen?
I hope it'll happen. I actually hope it'll happen. As much as everyone, oh my God, I'm so scared. I'm like, come on, let's go. I'm ready.
Right.
Like, I got the money. I got the houses.
Right.
You know what I mean? I got the equity. I'm ready. So I'm more than ready.
And so people don't understand. Like I have a lot of people that come to me and say, "You're holding 60 houses. Aren't you nervous?" And I said, here's the deal. Let's say my spread's 40,000. I'm going to make 40,000 on a house. The market's not going to shift that much.
No.
Where, okay, say I don't make any money on the house. I break even.
Right.
I have enough money. I don't need that house to sell to pay my bills. Well, I do, but, like, I'm going to survive it.
Absolutely.
Worst case, I break even.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm
100%.
not going to get killed. Even if I lost 10 to 20 grand on every house I have, still not bankrupt.
No,
dude.
never.
And I'll keep them as rentals.
Because you own real estate, don't matter. If
Right.
you have the real estate, you have something in your hand that's valuable. So no matter what, you buy the house at a discounted rate, you're fixing it up because you're doing so many at a discounted rate, you honestly can't lose.
You still love the rentals or no?
I love the rentals.
Yeah.
I love the rentals. I love holding that property. I watching that property grow in value. My net worth grows in value. It never stops.
Dude, I have rentals and I want to sell them, dude. I don't know why, dude. And it's not that they're a pain in the ass. I don't make a ton off of it.
Sure.
Maybe that's why.
Yeah.
But I am gaining equity.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I mean, I think the good thing is, like, I have, like, the no mortgage thing, so
Right.
there's really nothing there
Right.
other than the money coming in. And
Right.
if I could find a better spot to park my money, I would. If I were to sell it, I'd have to pay gains on it.
Right.
So why not keep it and take an equity line or an equity loan on it, buy something else if I needed that.
Right.
But right now, I'm fortunate where I've just been using my money just to take it from here, go here. Take it from here, go there.
How many employees do you have now?
A little over 60.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Holy fuck, man.
It's a lot.
Wow.
It's definitely growing. I'm doing 30, between 18 and 30 bathrooms.
Who's managing all the people, all the guys?
We have an operations manager now. I have
That's who's in that other office?
Yeah, downstairs.
Okay.
Yep. And then for the bathroom, simple. I have one person runs the company, another person installation manager, another salesman, and then I have the installers. They're all trained.
Okay.
And that was easy to build because it's all systems and processes. Okay. I hire another salesman. I train another installation crew. Hire another salesman, installation crew. Hire another marketing company. So I got like 3 or 4 marketing companies, feeds all these salesmen.
Yeah, but who's managing all the houses and the additions and who's doing all
Okay,
that?
so each division, I'll call it division, has its own person. So I have somebody for the flips. I like to pick everything out still. At some of them, some I don't even care. Like, some of the ones that are like under like 450, I don't even.
Your father-in-law, he don't want to manage them?
I give him one at a time.
I got you.
Yeah, so I gave him the one in Cherry Hill. He took a while he put no money into it, and it looks great. But it took a long time to sell. That's why I said about the staging.
He makes money on his, though, don't
A lot. Yeah, like I'll make, when I say a lot, we'll make 150 on that one in Cherry Hill.
Yeah, that's,
you know what I mean?
That's, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I might see that twice a year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
So that's a lot, dude.
Yeah, but again, it's one flip. He's only worried about one property where you got 10.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. But I honestly, dude, I'd rather do the one than doing, 3 or 4. Because that's what my,
Oh, yeah. No, definitely. Definitely. Yeah, and I feel like the division. I have exterior division now. I have just a kitchen division now. I got the custom bathroom division. I got the one-day bathroom division. And it's all about trying to put that out and then making systems and processes for each one. And then I'll show you, when we go next door, I'll show you what I build out for the bathrooms.